All right, Nick here. We're going to be going over the squat pattern and some of the common problems that I see athletes make, some coaching cues, and some of the things to kind of look out for as you are developing your squat pattern and kind of moving on from point A into some of the more advanced lifts. We'll go over some of the items here. So typically what happens with the squat, right? We need to worry about ankle mobility. So a lot of times when people are squatting, you'll see a little bit of their toes shifting forward or really getting on to, like, their heels lift up, and then we almost shift back and dump into it, right? Not ideal, definitely not optimal, definitely something you got to work on. All right, so if ankle mobility is a problem for you, obviously there's going to be some ankle mobility exercises which we'll touch on in a different video, but a good starting point is if you do have ankle restrictions, you can simply elevate your heels. All right. So the heels give you a little bit of a rise, get you a little bit deeper into some ankle dorsiflexion, and from there you can go into your squat, come right back up. All right. Another option, counterbalance. All right. So your counterbalance allows you to kind of sit back into your legs more and not having to worry about falling forward. That is something that we see is, when we have a lack of ankle dorsiflexion, we tend to fall forward a little bit. So it kind of allows you to get out of that position and really find your range of motion and then coming right back up. Remember, one of the things you want to make sure of, I'll face you forward. By the way, I forget to breathe during this stuff, so I hope you guys feel free to make fun of me in the comments. But when we get into any type of squat, everyone's feet might turn out a little bit. You might stay neutral. Find what's good for you. Everyone's got a little bit different range, or a different restrictions for that. So when you find your position, right, I want you to think, I'm going to squat in between my knees. If my knees get in the way, I can't squat into my knees, right, into that position. So I'm going to think, push my knees out just a little bit, create some space, and I'm going to sit right in between my knees, and I'm going to come right back up. All right. If you have a problem where your knees are going in, take a look at the hips. You might need to strengthen the hips up a little bit, but I also like doing banded squats to kind of help with that. So as you put the band above your knees, the band wants me to go in. I have to fight that, right? So it gives me a little bit of feedback where I'm going inward, right? Some vagus stress in the knees. Not ideal, right? So, and again, we also don't want to go so far out that our feet go. So what we want to do is use the band to find neutral. All right, so you can do the same thing when it comes to counterbalance squats. Same thing, you can elevate your heels, right? So as I squat, I'm going to screw into the floor just a little bit, push the band out just a little bit, find where my center is, and then I'm going to go into my squat from there and come right back up. All right, as we're working on that, some of the options that we can do in terms of loading this, right? So as you develop your squat pattern, you start getting better at it. You can grab a kettlebell, dumbbell, right? Either way, we're going to hold a goblet. We're going to keep it close to your body, right? So we're going to try to keep contact with your sternum and collarbone area. All right, so same idea. You can also do this banded, right? There's no reason why you can't do it banded. So as you go, spread the band. All right, we're going to go into your squat. I like to try to bring my elbows kind of towards my knees or towards my thighs. Keeps me from flaring out or anything like that. So as I go into that squat, I'm going to drop down, come back up. Again, we just want to master the squat pattern, right? Once we master the squat pattern, now we can start adjusting how we load that squat pattern. So while we talked about loading with a goblet, we can also do a double kettlebell front squat, right? So as we get stronger, we're loading more into the anterior core, right? We're prepping maybe for front squats, or maybe we're not a good candidate for back squats at the moment. This is a really good way to load this. So again, make a little shelf, tighten your abs, brace your core. I'm going to sit in between my knees, and I'm going to go right back up, right? So I'm going to go sit in between my knees. And so as we develop that and go into the next tiers, now you're talking about front squat loading. Maybe it's a safety bar, or maybe you are a good candidate for back squats, right? But that's kind of very individual. So make sure if you have questions about what squat option is good for you at this moment, definitely reach out. Let me know if you have any questions. All right.